I asked my father a lot of the time to help me. He hasn't got the money himself. I went without to make sure that loan was paid.
I went without,
did miss my rent payments occasionally, various other things, and found myself financially in a really bad situation. I'm now on an IVA. Because of that, we've realised that I need to do something about it, and I have. She's made no point to try and understand my situation. I know I understand that she's really upset and angry, and I get that, but I'm really sorry that it's come to this. I'm not paying it because I can't be bothered, and I've got hundreds of pounds sat in a bank account.
Would have been nice if you told me, though, wouldn't it?
But you don't listen to me. You don't give me a chance.
Now, you've just said something very important.
Yeah, very important.
I have told you.
No.
Oh, have you?
Listen to me. Hannah, I'm going to ask you during the course of this to listen and hear what she has to say. This is what I don't understand. December 2016. Every month you've got this money, no problem. You received a text, I think, Hannah, correct? And what was that text message?
She messaged me at the end of November last year saying that she was really struggling and she'd started with the IVA company.
Did you know what an IVA was?
Not really at the time. She explained it a bit and I looked into it a bit.
How do you get into an IVA?
I rang the National Debt line to explain my situation, and they gave me the best option that they felt after we'd gone through everything was best for us. But I would just like to say I did inform Hannah at the time, but she was not interested in my personal circumstances whatsoever, and made that quite clear that she wasn't interested in even finding out what it was as to how it would affect me with the carrying on.
Just to be clear, I asked you about an IVA. You got in touch with a company, and what they do is they help you consolidate your debt. If you don't keep it up, the next stage is what? What's the ultimate stage? Say it again?
Bankruptcy.
Exactly. They negotiate with everybody you owe money to. They reduce the amount you owe. They let you off one sum. Now, one of the things they may have wanted to do is to include this debt into the IVA. But that would have been very difficult, wouldn't it?
I did mention it to them at the time when we entered in, because obviously I had to give them every single thing that we had, and they told me because it wasn't a debt in my name, they couldn't take it on board.
Exactly correct.
I did mention it. I
believe you, and they are right. Now, January, February, you did get your payments, only they came from your father, correct?
Yes.
And you received that. Now, that's January, February. March, April, May, 3 months. What happened in May?
So in May, it was the 16th of May, I went to the bank and was just doing a transfer and noticed that Nicola's money hadn't gone in.
Since when?
Well, she normally pays me around the 9th.
No, since what month?
Well, at the time when I was at the bank, I noticed that she hadn't paid me for May. So I messaged her, a nice message, and asked why she hadn't paid me for that month. And then she still didn't tell me straight away, but it came out over the next few messages that she hadn't paid me since March. And hadn't bothered to tell me, and I know for a fact I wouldn't know now to this day if I hadn't have found out. Oh, and apparently it's okay because I didn't realise. I didn't notice.
It's okay, you didn't realise.
She said, oh, you didn't notice anyway.
Hi, I'm really sorry, Hannah. I've been really struggling. This IVA company take out all extra income. Physically, you haven't got any extra. I don't know what to do. Did you write that? I don't know what to do. Madam,
Yes.
what's your response to that, please?
Well, I just couldn't believe it.
She's saying, I don't know what to do. Now, she's paying £290 or thereabouts. Did you think that it might be perhaps reasonable to discuss perhaps reducing those payments a little bit? Had she have reduced the amount by £60, would that have been helpful to you?
Definitely a lot better than finding 290, but
Just pause
I did
there.
ask her to do that.
Just pause there.
It's still 230, so...
Well, madam, you may not know this. I suspect you don't know until now. In August 2015, madam, you did in fact go to the bank related to something else, and you had a discussion about this loan. What happened?
Yeah, so I went about something completely different. It was about setting up another account. And the person there that I was speaking to said, oh, do you want us to look into your loan while you're here?
This is the loan that she had?
Yeah. We might be able to reduce the monthly payments. And I said, oh, OK. And, yeah, they reduced them by £50 a month. The reason I didn't tell Nicola, which I know she's going to be fuming, is because I knew 100% she would mess up. And here we are now. So that's why I didn't tell her. And it still would have been a lot of money.
Were you aware that
No.
the loan went down from 290 plus, and since August 2015 she'd been paying £238.98?
No.
And how do you feel about that now, having heard it for the first time?
Not. What can I say? She's accusing me of being dishonest. I find that quite funny. I've not
What,
been
even
dishonest
though
with her in the slightest about my situation. I don't want to stand here now and tell everyone my personal financial circumstances. This is really hard for me. But she doesn't understand. She hasn't got a clue what I have been through. She's made it a point that she doesn't actually care, which is really hurtful for me, considering we are quite close, you know.
Oh my God. Do you know how hurt I've been? And how
But
many tears I've
didn't
shed?
set
You've
out
probably
to
shed
deceive
one
you.
at the most.
I've said that all along, and if there was any way that I could have continued paying, then I would have done.
For more Judge Rinder cases, click here. And if you've got a legal issue yourself, get in touch with us by clicking over here.